Hello. Welcome to another week. This isn't my normal position or the way I normally start a weekly reading vlog, but it's technically not the weekend, it's Friday night, but because I knew I probably wouldn't finish it tonight, I just started Blood Heir by Alona Andrews, so this is going on this week's vlog because I'll probably finish it this weekend. And guys, I am on page 12. Only on page 12. We've got Asiano. We have Conlin already. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I am just like, I'm such a freaking nerd. I'm so excited right now. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's 8 years in the future, so 8 years after Kate Daniels. And Julie's coming back to town, and she says that, let me see if I can find it. She has a different, let me see. And excuse the mess behind me. I have not been in the mood to do anything this weekend, or this week. So she says, nothing about me was the same. Not my body, not my face, not my voice, or my scent. So when she first runs into Asiano, she's like, don't recognize me, don't recognize me. And he's kind of being a dick to her. And she's just like, dude, I know you. I know things about you. But she's not going to break who she is. And she says that she's what she would have wanted. Like, it's been longer than she expected to come back home. And that normally she would be happy and she would let everybody know she's coming and so they can meet her at the ley line and have a big family gathering, but she says it's for their protection. So I'm guessing it's going to be about this Modoc, whatever that guy's name was that I read in the short story prequel, and that's why she's going to be staying under the radar, which makes me kind of sad because that means she probably won't see Kate or Curran, but Conlin knows her in her new face, I guess, because when the Buddhas are kind of harassing her, Conlin shows up, and she's just like, oh good, he didn't show that he knows me, he didn't show that he recognizes me. So I'm just like, and apparently Conlin at 10 years old already has the alpha stare down and caused a couple of the like younger Buddhas to like submit like eyewise, like they look down at the ground in submission. And Asiano was, I guess, the Buddha beta now under Andrea and Raphael. I'm just like, I've missed Alona Andrews. That's all I can say. For the past however long, I've been reading a couple of their books a month, and we didn't get any in March because the February meeting was pushed back to the beginning of March, and then they kind of took a break. So I'm reading this as part of the read along that's hosted by Steph from Novelty Corner, Heather from Hia Booktubes, and Megan from Meowthfader. And I cannot wait. Oh my gosh. I'm 12 pages in and I'm already friggin' hyped. That's all I have to say. So I'm gonna get back to reading because oh my gosh. I just had to be like, I'm so excited. But anyway, I'll be back soon. Hello, and officially welcome to week 13 of 2022. This will be the first full week of April, and holy moly, it is about 1:45 Saturday, and I have some things to talk about. So, first things first, we will talk about book update. Because, as you just saw, I could not help myself from doing a little update last night because, holy crap, this morning I didn't have too much to do. So, I am that far through. I'm over 50% through. Of Blood Heir by Alona Andrews. This book. Oh my gosh, this book. I don't know how they do it. I don't. It's... Julie. Although technically she's Aurelia now. But oh my gosh, there is just so much to talk about. I am on chapter 13. That's 212 pages in. Looks like it's about 350-ish pages. So I've got like 140 pages left. Oh my gosh. So I don't even know where to start. So I kind of talked about Asiano. I don't know what's going on with him. It seems like Conlon doesn't like Asiano. There was some sort of falling out between him and Derek. Derek is back. Derek left Atlanta a couple years after Julie did. Although now he's going by Darren. And he's like bigger and badder, and his wolf isn't gray, it's silver. And what the hell is going on with Derek? He's got his own little pack now. Oh my god. I'm just like, what the hell is happening? There is so much I need to know about that we've missed in this 8-year friggin' time gap. And then we find out that when Julie took Moloch's eye in the like little prequel short story, that it took her a couple of months for it to assimilate to her body, and then she was like in a magically induced coma for 9 months, and that was when her face and her body changed. So what it was is it's explained as the magic that Moloch has, because it helps you live forever. And the magic in the eye, even though it's a drop of his magic, it's still his magic. So it basically went through and was correcting pieces of Julie's body to make it so that it was easier for her to survive. So her face is a little more symmetric, and she has a bigger heart, she has a bigger lungs, and just she grew 3 inches. And it's so crazy. And this is like the reasoning behind it. And then when she was in this induced coma, Era went with her, and they were guarded. And even though it was 9 months in the real world, in like the dream coma that Julie was in, it was 4 years. So she went through a lot of specific training with Era, and she learned how to be like a proper princess of Shinar. And so like and Kate Daniels' Era kind of talks about how she wishes that Kate would have been able to be trained in like her birthright and her bloodline and all that. So Julie is getting this training. And then while this was happening and her body was making all these changes, because this was happening, the eye adjusted. When it was adjusting things for her, it made her look like her bloodline, because Kate's blood is in her. So now she has aspects of Kate and Era in her. Like, she looks like she's related to them now instead of adopted. And just we do get a moment here that talks about how about 2 weeks after Julie left, she was feeling really, really homesick. And so this was at the end of the last book of Kate Daniels, Magic Triumphs. And it is the only time that she is called Kate Mom. And she said when Kate answered the phone, she just goes, Mom. And Kate goes, yeah, kiddo. And then I'm like tearing up, because it's just like, I love these people. And then they talk like nothing happened. And then when Conlon sneaks into her house, and the way that the first time he hugs her, and she says it's the first, like, because they've hugged in like Roland's alternate dimension realm thing, but it's the first time like physically they've hugged since he was like 2 years old. And it's just like, oh my gosh, the feels, all of the freaking feels. And then Derek popped up, and Asiano's being a douchebag, and we see Luther shows up, And Luther immediately recognized her because he's all magic and he's the biohazard dude. And I love Luther. And then we find out that Conlon was getting kind of bullied a little bit by kids with druid magic in school. And then so Julie kind of got in touch with Roman, and like Roman showed up and did a similar thing like what Kate did for Julie, where he just basically made it known that he was friends with Conlon and Conlon was a part of his family, and then they kind of left Conlon alone after that because Roman is amazing. You get little snippets of what happened during the 8 years, but it's also a lot of what's going on here. So what is happening is Kate is in Atlanta because she gets from Sienna, who's one of the Oracle witches, that there's a prophecy. And she got this prophecy about 4 years ago. And this was what prompted her to get into Moloch's citadel and steal his eye and all this stuff. But the prophecy was... Let me see if I can find it. When magic crests at its peak, the King of Fire will leave his citadel of misery in the western desert to travel east to devour the queen who doesn't rule and sever bloodline reborn. Only the one who shares his power may oppose him. So he's going to kill Kate, pretty much. And so Sienna is looking into the future and seeing what she can when she tells Julie this. And basically why Julie is not... It's all shiny. I'm trying to avoid the glare here. So basically what Sienna knows is that if Moloch faces Kate, Kate will lose, Kate will die. And then it'll just be absolutely chaotic and like almost seem like the beginning of the end of the world kind of a thing. So when Sienna looks through, like, sees the future in all these different circumstances, the only thing that has a chance of changing it is Julie. Julie is the wild card, is what she says. So, but when Sienna looks into the future, if Julie talks to Kate or talks to Kern or talks to, I think it's specifically Kate, Kern, and like a couple other people, then it still happens. So that is why she cannot tell Kate or Kern that she's in Atlanta, because it will basically trigger Moloch killing Kate, and she cannot have that happen. She cannot have that happen. And it is killing her because she was saying like every week or every 2 weeks she would call and talk to Kate. So even though she's been gone 8 years, she is kept in really good contact with them, which I love. I really, really love that. We also see Conlon knows, and Conlon's kind of helping how he can by trying to get information from Roland. And oh gosh, who else have we seen that? Julie picks up a little orphan girl who saw, so she's in town because Sienna calls and says that this is the last chance. Everything they've tried has failed so far to take down Moloch the last 4 years, and this is the last chance from what Sienna can see. So what happens is a priest in Atlanta was killed, and somehow Moloch's like followers, but they're like kind of like demon-y type creatures, are not connected to the murder, but they're trying to take advantage of the murder because they want to capture, and Moloch wants to capture what killed this priest. And then another murder happens, so she shows up, and it turns out the like head of the Knight of Merciful Aid, like the top tippy top president dude, is in love with Era, which is funny. So Julie actually has a special little tower token, that says that she can pretty much just they have to they have to help her, any Knights of Merciful Aid order, and it's like this special little token that means that she did the Knights of the Order a favor, kind of a thing. And so we see Nick, who's apparently Nick is sleeping with Dissandra, which I'm like, what is it? Like, what? Oh my gosh. And Julie has a falcon that like she can magically connect to, and I think his name is like Turgan, something like that. And her horse is Tulip, and I'm pretty sure it's a unicorn. And there's kind of hints of her calling Hugh D'Ambry Uncle Hugh, because I mean him and Kate are like they're like adoptive brother and sister. And I'm pretty sure Hugh's horse that he gets in Iron and Magic is the mother of Tulip. But I'm not 100% sure, but they're both unicorns. And so I'm just like, I feel like Tulip is Hugh's horse's daughter. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's all connecting. I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't know. And then Derek, apparently, when he left Atlanta, he kind of sneaks into Julie's house, and she gets burned really badly over herself, but she uses some secret super cool magical concoction and takes a bath and falls asleep. And when she wakes up, it's like a shake shedding their skin. She's completely regenerated and regrown skin. And Derek is sitting in her bathroom on the floor, just staring at her. And I don't know. And it's, Julie, she's pulling my heartstrings though, man, because she talks about how Derek never kind of reached out to her once she left. And, you know, she would ask, how was Derek doing and things like that. And it's, from what she could tell, it didn't sound like he ever asked about her to Kate and Curran. And then when he left Atlanta, Kate thought maybe he'd come and visit her. I think in California, they're on the West Coast, her and Era. And he never shows up. And the first time she sees him, she's like, I'm not Julie anymore. I don't have this crush. How can I still be in love with freaking Derek? And I don't know if Derek knows it's her. And if he's playing it cool, there's a couple moments where it says that he looks at her like he wants her, and he looks at her slightly different, but then it's gone. So I don't know if Derek knows it's her or not. And I haven't been able to put it down last night. I was only on page 70. And then after I ate breakfast this morning, this is what I've been mostly doing, because I love it. I love it. And I'm sad that this came out at the end of 2020, I want to say. Or it was early 2021. Nope, copyright 2020. So it came out in 2020. And we don't have book 2 yet. And I'm just like, because I know Moloch isn't going to be dealt with in this book. This is going to be a lot, at least a few books, I'm sure. Because that's just how Alona Andrews writes. But, man, do they knock it out of the freaking park. And it's just like, I love seeing people that we love, but I also like seeing how people have changed and we get a good mix. Oh, and there was one heartbreaking scene where the little orphan girl that was like one of the witnesses to the Christian priest that was killed, the first murder, and she reminds Julie of herself, and she kind of takes her in, but she can't protect her, so she actually pays Barabbas to take care of her, and Barabbas didn't recognize her. Oh, but we see Barabbas, and he's in a meeting when she gets to the mercenary guild, and she's just kind of like waiting in the waiting room, and the door kind of opens a little bit, and she hears who he's meeting with, and she hears Curran's voice. And she just, part of her so badly just wants to see him. And the other part of her, what she ends up doing is grabbing her little girl and running and hiding in the bathroom until he leaves. But Man, Julie. And she considers herself Aurelia now, but she's Julie. She's Julie. I love it. I can't wait to figure out what's going on and to see what happens. And if Derek I don't know if we're going to know if Derek realizes it's her or not. And I was like fully on the Julie Derek train. So I was nervous when we didn't see him at all in the beginning of this. And now that he's there and they're kind of working together. And then I think, who was it? Luther says something that she sounds a little bit like Kate and the way that Kate would investigate. And it's like, I don't know. It was just really touching because part of her, when she runs into people that she knew in the past, she doesn't want them to recognize her, but some small part of her hopes that they still recognize her despite the fact that she's changed. So when Luther does, it kind of breaks her a little bit because she's like, he recognizes me. And she was slightly hurt that Derek didn't show that he recognized her. Man, Julie. But yeah, I will most likely be finishing this tonight because I cannot freaking put it down. The game is on right now, so... And I have a couple things I need to work on during the game. But this will be finished tonight, so you will see me later tonight. And I will probably still be freaking mind blown. I don't see how this will not be a 5-star unless something absolutely horrendous happens, but I doubt that will happen. So during the first intermission, I have been working on my Mafia Romance Readathon bingo board in Rex. I'm not gonna do a blog post till... Let me look. Right now I have it scheduled for April 26th because it's not till it's the first weekend in May. It is May 5th through May 8th. So that's a Thursday through Sunday. It's being hosted by Jen again. And then joining her will be Jessin from Jessin Reads Romance, Jessica from Peace Loves Books, Tori from Live a Novel Life, Tiffany, who's Neverland Pixie on Instagram, but she also, I think it's Tiff Talks Pages is her YouTube. I'll link everybody down below, obviously. And then Princess of Paperbacks, who I think just has an Instagram. Maybe, no, she has a YouTube channel too. So everybody will be linked down below. But that's that first Thursday through Saturday, so the 5th through the 8th, like I said, in May. So there's a little bit of time, but I wanted to at least get it in my readathon book while I was thinking about it and while I had the chance, so then I can just have it prepped to go up when it is. I will probably be cutting my reading vlog short for that week and ending it on Thursday or on that Wednesday. And then I'll just vlog that weekend as the Mafia Romance reading vlog. And then the next week will be a shorter week because it'll be Monday through Friday. But I figured might as well do it for fun and try to keep the readathon stuff separate so that if people just want to watch the readathon vlog, then they'll have that. But then I can do for my weekly stuff or like my daily calendar and all that will be on a different thing. But anyway, I've been blabbering you for way too long here. So let me move on here. So Friday, we ended our daily calendar. Oh. I don't know what just happened. Okay. So, we found this rock thing and then our staff magically has it in the staff. Since we're starting a new week, I'll do my quick little blurb. I am playing the Quest Calendar's 2022 daily calendar. The Gates of Terralon. Saturdays and Sundays are combined on one page. And we are playing as Savani Moonchaser, a feline monk. So there's our character there. Okay, so let us see what this weekend's is. Okay. Looks like we found a baby demon. Okay. On your way back to the castle, you hear a wailing coming from a pile of barrels. A woman hears it too and peers inside. She begins to scream and runs away. You step over to look inside the barrel to find a small baby demon cowering in fear. It hisses at you. A. Kill the demon. Roll damage. B. Banish the demon to its home realm. Roll a d20 plus wisdom, reminder, arcane adept. And C, if virtue is less than 5, we can befriend the demon. No, we are a 5, so positive 5 virtue. So we cannot befriend the demon. But that's okay. I think I'm going to go with banishing it to its home realm. I don't want to kill the baby demon, but we don't want to leave the demon here. So even though this isn't our wisdom, our wisdom is at least a +1, but we are not arcane adept. So let us see. It's a 15, so that gives us a 16. Hopefully it's not. It's a 15. Okay, good. The World Watcher staff once again helps you to peacefully handle the demons in the world. You successfully banish the demon back to its home realm. Reduce your health by 1. Gain a +1 bonus to any future die roll. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. That's okay. So now we have accumulated a total of +2 that we can use on any future die roll. And we can use, and they do stack. So we can just kind of keep them pooled until we need them, which is great. So before I kind of finish up here, let me just kind of stick stuff away. I got a couple packages today that I will unbox, and I believe one is bookish related. So I'm going to, let me just mark, we've got points from the staff, and we have 1 damage now because we healed after we did the last thing. Okay. There's that, and there's this. Let me grab my packages and we will open them real quick. So this one I know because it's from JT Geisinger. And she recently was a part of a book box where there was a special edition cover of Ruthless Creatures. Yes, Ruthless Creatures. I have them on my bookshelf behind me. And that is the first book in her Queens and Monsters series. I need my CSRs. And I didn't get that book box because it was a little pricey, and I only really just kind of wanted her book out of it. But she did have them a limited amount on her website. I don't know if they're still available, but I'll go ahead and post a link to her website below so that if they are, you can grab one if you want. But oh my gosh, I don't know why this thing is fighting me. Oh, look, it's all pretty and wrapped. Okay. Remove that. Rip it open. And, woo, look at it. Oh, the hands are gorgeous. Oh, so pretty. Oh, and there's a little thing in here for Sweet as Sin. That's cool. And it is signed. Woo! Have fun. Oh, I love Ruthless Creatures is my favorite in the series so far, but I just love how gorgeous this is. Oh, Cage, man. Cage. He does it for me. So I'm going to stick that back in there. I'm going to put this in the recycling bin. Okay, and then the other package I got is from Hello Lovely. So I believe this is the surprise box. So I don't remember seeing a theme or anything. So let us see what it is. It says cute things inside. There's a sticker on the front. So, okay. Okay, it looks like we got Inhale, Exhale, which is a dark romance. And the code is on the back. And then Beloved Devotion by Persephone Autumn. Never heard of that or heard of the author before. I have heard of C.L. Matthews, but I haven't read any of her books. I've just seen her around. That's my little coupon. And then this says, all you need is love and a good book. Cute little sticker. Okay. I was like, I know there's got to be a chapstick here. So the chapstick is Love, Love, Love. And it's Pomegranate Promise. Ooh, that smells really good. Cool. I'll add that to my stash of chapstick. So then it looks like we have a t-shirt. Yep, a t-shirt, and it says, oh, and it's the same thing. All you need is love and a good book. It's this really pretty gray heather with this gorgeous teal text. You know, for not being a t-shirt person, I've sure been getting a lot of t-shirts recently, but I'll wear them a lot on the weekends. So there is the surprise box, and that's a good way to kick off this week's vlog. We got fun packages. We started out a really good book that I cannot wait to finish, and hopefully this week I will read a little bit more, and that April I will read more than frickin' 10 books. It's crazy though, because I feel like a lot of the books I read in March were really good, but I think this is a good way to start off April, I think. But anyway, I will get back to watching the game and continue reading, and I will be back to update you probably once I've finished Blood Heir, unless something absolutely crazy happens and that I need to talk about. But until then, see you soon. What in the ever? Julie had Stella, who's someone at the Knights of Merciful Aid order, look into Darren Argent, Derek's new name. And he's the top highest ranked beta of Ice Fury, the largest pack in the world, just before the pack of Atlanta in Alaska. How many freaking times did Curran ask him to be his beta? And he went to Alaska and became a beta there? What is happening? And apparently Jim has children, so I guess Hugh did that whatever medical thing to Dolly that they were talking about in Magic Triumphs, and they have more than one kid now. And I didn't really mention it, but Barabbas has a were-mongoose daughter who's also somehow albino, and we don't really know how it happens, but Julie mentions that it's rare and that they had to do something special to get that to happen. I'm guessing she's adopted, and we just saw Christopher because Martin ran away. That's the little orphan girl that Julie's kind of taking care of, and what is happening? Oh my gosh. Okay. What the ever-living freak, Derek? Hello, I'm in my kitchen. So, I just started making dinner, but I'm a little later than normal, but that's because I was very close to finishing Blood Heir when all my post-game shows ended. So I was like, I'll feed the kitty late, which she has not been happy about. She's been running around being naughty and yelling at me. I don't know if you can hear. She's sitting on the other side of the kitchen yelling at me, but I finished Blood Heir. 5 stars. 5 freaking stars. And how could it end like that? First off, Julie, aka Aurelia, is freaking badass, is all get out. I love it. And I love seeing how she has both used her sensei magic that we saw before and also all of the new magic that she's learned. And it's just like, oh my gosh, Julie is, I mean, I feel like she's pretty on par with Kate in how badass they are, but I feel like Julie is better at the magic because she's been trained in the magic, and from young, she always wanted the information and she's been trained, and Kate was more trained in like killing and the physical aspects of things and not as much with her magic. 5 freaking stars. The big battle at the end was fun. And spoilers. Simon's alive! I like screamed. I was like, ah, Simon! And my cat was like sleeping and she was like, meh. I was like, I'm sorry. Simon's alive. Oh, it was just so great. And then I'll show it to you. I don't know. The lighting's not super great in here, but there's like a portrait of Julie in the back, and this is her in her like Princess of Shinar getup. Oh, so good. And Derek knew it was Julie. There's a couple moments in the beginning of the book when she first got to Atlanta that she felt like she was being watched, but it didn't feel familiar to her, and it was a Derek. And he knew from the first moment he saw her that it was Julie. Not because of her scent, not because of her face, because of how she sat on the horse. He recognized the way she sat on a horse. And he's known this entire freaking time. And then he's angry at her, like, oh, you deigned to recognize me, because it comes out because she accidentally calls him Derek, because they're kind of getting a little bit like argumentative with each other. And he's just like, oh, you deign to recognize me now. And then she just basically comes out and she's like, I waited for you. You could have come to me. And then he's all pissy because she left. And she's like, I had to leave. You saw me as just a little girl and he's like, we made a good team. And she's like, I wanted you as a couple. I wanted you as more than a teammate. I had to leave so that you would see me differently. And that both of us could figure out who we really were. And apparently, it's kind of thrown, like it hasn't been like too dug into, but Derek says something like he left to figure out what it is he actually is. Because Julie mentions that he feels kind of like a first now, and he's got some sort of magic now. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? And then it ends. And so what the creature that was killing all the people it was a female sphinx who was tasked to guard this treasure, which, come to find out, it was like a little project that Roland made when he was young, and it was like a magic version of GPS, so it wasn't even anything that like spectacular. But so the Sphinx, because it was guarding this treasure, and usually they just kill whoever like steals the treasure and then returns it to its rightful place. But the Sphinx got a little cray-cray and was just crazy, killing anybody who touched the treasure, whether they had it or not. But Moloch wanted this Sphinx because if you took a bite of its heart, then the future that you saw would come true or something like that. But so after this little argument, Derek picks up the Sphinx's heart after killing it because he came to town because he was friends with the Christian priest and he said he was going to help him. So like Derek's task was to kill the Sphinx because it killed the preacher dude. And he takes a bite out of the heart, and then walks away. He just walks away. And then we get an epilogue of Julie, and I know she's Aurelia now, but I'm just going to call her Julie because she's been Julie in my heart for 10 books, or almost 10 books. So, and they're just having a little talk, and he's like, I wish I could save you from the suffering. And, it's just a really, like, now that Roland is, like, in his own dimension, he can go back to being, like, the kind of crazy, kind of overprotective, but really fun grandfather and father. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And apparently Moloch wants Julie to, like, be his, like, bride or queen or something. Because he says something when Julie's finding his big priest at the end, he comes to save the final priest before she can kill him. And he's just like, I will kill your mother. Your grandmother will sit by our sides, and your grandmother will sit and watch, or something like that. And you will sit by my side as queen. Or it's just like, holy crap. And then Julie's like about to pass out, and then Derek steps in the way. Oh, it was just so good. It was just so good. And I'm so happy that Simon's back. And it was really funny because so I read the short story, The King of Fire, on their website, but it is actually in the back of the book as well. Here. And it is actually 6 pages in here, because I mentioned in last week's vlog that it felt like it should have been more than 5, but it's actually 6 pages in the back of this. But then there's a writer extra, and it's called The Letter. And this happened 1 month after the Battle of Atlanta, which was the big climax in book 10 in Kate Daniels, The Magic Triumphs. And it's between a Knight of the Order, oh gosh, Grand Master Damien Angevin, Knight Preceptor, Knight Inquisitor Bruce DeLevo, and Knight Secretary Timothy Hansen. And it's a report from Bruce to Damien, and Timothy's like recording it, of basically what all has happened over Kate Daniels. It was just really funny because they're like, she was in our grasp multiple times. We could have had her as an ally, and every single time freaking Ted Monahan screwed it up. So that was just really funny. And then we see, because this is before this takes place, we see Damien, the Grand Master, be introduced to Era, and that she's resurrected, and he gets a picture of her, and then they're just like, stop. And that is the guy who has fallen in love with Era that Julie was able to get the little tower emblem from. So that's how that happened. And I loved it. I love everything Alona Andrews has written. When is the next book coming out? I cannot freaking wait, and I'm sad that it's already over, but that means that I can dig into some of their other stuff. So I feel like, if I remember correctly, the read-along, we're doing the Hidden Legacy series next, but the live show for this is April 8th, last I saw. I don't know if that's changed or not, but super excited. I can't wait to talk about this with people. And I should show you my bookmark, because I have a lot of bookmarks. So what I do is I have 2 different bookmark things that I keep them stored in. One is an empty cat canister, and that's for the really long ones. And then I have a little pencil case, which is Megara from Hercules. And it's her quote where it's like, I'm a damsel, I'm in distress, I can handle this, have a good day, or whatever that quote is. And so I put my bookmarks in those, but because I have so many, I like to cycle through them. So once I pull one out of one of my little storage bins, I will set it aside, and then once I've gone through them all, then I'll put them all back in the cases, and then I'll start the cycle again, just because I like to show love to all my bookmarks. But for this one, I use this one, Books, Cats, Life is Good. It's got a little kitty sleeping on books, and then the back is the second half of the kitty. And it's got a little ribbon on the top. But so yeah, so there is Blood Heir, 5 stars. I loved it. Amazing. It's so good. It's so good. I did use it for my prompts. Okay, so for Love Has Sprung, I used it for a book published in 2020. And that was the 10th book for the first bingo board, which I am super behind in. And then for Taylor Swift quarterly challenge, I used it for the prompt for the song Everything Has Changed, which is a friends to a lovers or with magic and spells. So we have magic and spells and all that good stuff. So there's that. And then I totally spaced. I need to do my Yahtzee challenge and do my rolls. I meant to do that yesterday on the 1st because I have it on my calendar to do it. So this is, if you didn't see my announcement before, I'm doing a Yahtzee Romance Readers Challenge, and it's from the Romance Readers Challenge group on Goodreads. And so what it is every month you have from like the 25th to the 5th to roll and figure out what like goal you get in the game of Yahtzee, and each goal has a different prop. So it's only one book a month. It lasts, it started March of 2022 and then the last month will be March of 2023. So it's 13 months, 13 books. So let me see what we roll. I have the 5 dice that I picked out in the video where I announced it. I did all pip D6s and I picked out a bunch of fun different colors. So let's see what I got. So, ooh, look at this. I rolled a large straight in one go. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. Sorry for the weird camera work there. That's awesome. Except for the fact that last month I chose large straight as my prompt because I rolled a large straight, but I can use it for a small straight. So I might as well just do that. So that's crazy. Wow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Well, that's cool. Let me just get this down on my book here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to do the small straight. All right. So the small straight prompt is less than 5,000 ratings on Goodreads. So I will just read as I do, and then the first book that I see of the month that has 5,000 ratings or less, I'll just use that for that prompt. Technically, I probably could use Blood Heir, but I technically finished it before I rolled because I was being silly and didn't think about it yesterday. But that's okay. For what I'm going to pick up next, I definitely don't want to go into fantasy or paranormal or something like that. I want to go either back to historical or contemporary because I feel like, nothing's going to hit like Alona Andrews does. I'm thinking I'm going to pick up Parks and Provocation by Juliet Cross. I have a ebook arc for this because I'm a member of her Patreon and I meant to read it earlier and I did not. So it comes out, I think the release date is April 6th. I have it in my book. Yes, April 6th. It's either April 6th or 7th. April 7th, Parks and Provocation. I don't know why I thought it was the 6th. I wonder if it changed days. Anyway, so it comes out in a few days. We'll just keep to that. So I'll probably pick that up. I definitely want to pick something up on my Kindle and not, because I just read that in physical form. And because it's a larger book, my hands are slightly sore. Which is a silly thing to say, but like here on my hands are sore. So I definitely want to pick up something on my Kindle because that's a little bit easier to read. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with Parks and Provocation. I also do have a couple like second act blogs and short stories on there to read. So I might read those first from Elsie Silver, but I'll let you know once I actually pick something up and start reading it. But I'm going to stop there. Looks like my water's finally boiling, so I'm going to get back to making dinner. And I will see you all soon. Bye. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday night. It's about 9:30. I just got done watching the Grammys. Overall, it was kind of boring. A lot of the popular music I'm not super into, so I should have waited until it started and then like wait an hour later or something so I could fast forward through stuff I didn't care about. But I folded laundry and I was doing chores, so whatever. I liked BTS's performance. That was pretty good. They're not my favorite K-pop group, but I do enjoy a lot of their songs, and I really like Butter. Carrie Underwood was absolutely amazing. I love her new song. Brothers Osborne was really good. I'm trying to think who else I really enjoyed. I had 4. I don't remember who the other one was that I really liked, but Olivia Rodrigo. She performed brilliantly. Her vocal ability just astounds me a lot of the time, but I'm sad Taylor Swift didn't win Best Album and that she was only up for 1 award, because I feel like Evermore and Willow were like super popular last year, but I don't know. Maybe the Academy's over Taylor Swift, but I thought Evermore is one of my favorite albums by her. It's even more a storytelling album, and I absolutely love it, and I love Willow, but anyway, it's fine. I did like John Baptiste one, and I did like how he was just like, I know I just won the award, but these awards are kind of silly because music is really subjective, and these albums and these artists create music to find the right people at the right time. So I don't believe that there is a best artist or a best song or something like that. And I was like, that's kind of funny, but I agree wholeheartedly. You have favorites, but not best. So that's why I kind of like the America voted ones, because I feel like they call them more favorites, or maybe they call them best. I don't know. But anyway, I'll stop rambling about that. I do have 2 corrections I want to make from my previous clips. The first one is, this is not week 13. This is week 14. I lost a week somehow. And I edited earlier my week 13 vlog, and I had to go back in, and it's all set to go up on Wednesday, and I had to go back in and change everything because I put week 12 on everything, and then when I went to mark on my calendar, it was ready to post and get everything crossed off. It was like week 13. So I was like, holy crap. But so I needed to do that. And then for Blood Heir, I thought I had it sitting over here, but anyway, by Alona Andrews, I said that I used it for the published in 2020 prompt for Love Has Sprung, and even though the copyright is 2020, technically the official publishing date was in June 2021 and not 2020, so I changed it so it's now covering the prompt first book in a series. So that's it for there. As for reading updates, I'll grab my Kindle here. I did start Parks and Provocation by Juliet Cross. This is book 2 in the Green Valley Heroes series, which is a Smarty Pants romance series. And the first book was by a different author. I want to say it was Forest for the Trees by Kilby Blades. But I am 40% through. I ended up starting it this morning and not last night. And I'm loving this. Oh, it's so good. This isn't... Technically, this will be Juliet's, I think, first fully published contemporary, but it's not the first contemporary I've read from her because I am reading her Kindle Vella contemporary romance, which is like a chapter gets uploaded whenever she has one, and that's Hearts Adrift, and it's about two yachties. So it's like Below Deck kind of a thing, which is super fun. I haven't watched Below Deck for the past couple seasons, but I have them all on my DVR. I just need to watch them at some point, but it's super fun. I haven't looked to see if there's a new chapter in a bit, but I know she also puts them on her Patreon, which I'm a member of, so I might just switch to doing them there. Although I like spending, because I bought a bunch of coins, I might as well spend the coins on Amazon anyway to unlock the chapters. But so anyway, back to Parks and Provocation. So this is Lola and Jed, and it is kind of ish enemies. I wouldn't say it's like real enemies to lovers. So Lola is back in town. I don't quite know exactly how old they are, but I feel like it's like mid to late 20s or maybe even early 30s. But Lola had a crush on Jed in high school, and there were a couple situations where we haven't learned why he gave her some nicknames, but like he gave her a nickname, Coca-Cola Lola, and it was because she used to wear really thick glasses, like Coke bottle glasses, and so then she was kind of teased mercilessly about that. And we know from his point of view that he had a huge crush on her, and then when he asked her out to senior prom, she rejected him, and he was like super hurt by it. But we know from Lola's perspective that she saw him talking with one of his football friends, and he was saying something like, oh, are you going to ask her out as a joke? And he didn't deny it, and she overheard it because his locker was above hers, so she rejected him because she didn't want to get asked out to prom by the boy that she likes as a joke. And so she's always kind of crushed on him, but then she got very antagonistic to him because there were a lot of little situations like that where they were just very antagonistic to each other. And she called him Jockstrap Jed. So, but she had a marketing position in New Orleans, I think is what she said. And she's back home because there were layoffs, and she made a mistake at work. So when they were layoffs and cutbacks, she was kind of at the top of the list of just being okay to be let go. So now she's back home and trying to figure out what she's doing. She has a podcast about dating with her best friend, which is super fun because Julia has her podcast with her niece Jessin. And they also do, and then in the book they have, like when they film their podcast, they do a live show at the same time so they can get a little bit of interaction from their YouTube people. And it's just really fun because I know Julia has the podcast with Jessin, and they do the live book reviews once a month with everybody, which I'm a Patreon member of Smart Women Read Romance too. And so that's one of the book clubs that I always make sure to do. And it's just, I don't know, all the little teasers like that. And then we also get she talks to her like college roommate from LSU, and her name's Betty, and she talks about how she recently had to go back to her small town in Louisiana. And I'm not 100% sure because I haven't seen a blurb or anything, but Juliet Cross is starting a new contemporary series. I believe the first book is supposed to be out in May, and I feel like Betty's a teaser, and I don't know if Betty's that first book or if it's a teaser for that series. We don't see a lot of Betty, but there's like little snippets of Lola talking to Betty, and I just wonder. I wonder. But anyway, I love it. So Jed has finagled a third date out of Lola. So for the dating podcast, what she does is she goes out on a first date with somebody, and then she asks them to be on her podcast, and then she gives like a rating on the date itself. And so they talk about like the venues and if it's good for a first date, like if it's an area like one of the things they talk about is like movies, and going to the movies and going to concerts and things like that usually aren't a good first date because you don't actually get to know someone very well because you can't talk. So you're just kind of awkwardly sitting doing an activity with somebody you don't know. And then, so like her and Jed go out on a date and he takes her to this really fancy restaurant, and then they go to the symphony because he's really trying to impress her. And she talks about how going to a super fancy restaurant for a first date doesn't necessarily work because when there are awkward silences, it is kind of awkward because it's a more toned down restaurant. And if you're confused by the menu and don't know how to read the like fancier menus and things like that, then it kind of makes you even more nervous and on edge for the situation. And then also thinking about finances, even if you both can afford it, it's just an awkward situation. And so she looks at the dates, and not necessarily the guys themselves, but the way that they plan the date and the way that they structured the date. And it's basically to help people plan good dates. And so I found that really interesting. And I wish this was a real podcast. I would totally listen to it because I think it's kind of fun. And so she does this with Jed, and somehow he finagles a second date out of her, even though she doesn't do second dates. And now he's finagled a third date out of her, and it's just, the tension between them is so, it's so good. So freaking good. At the end of the second date, Lil really wanted him to kiss her, and he didn't, and she was just like so disappointed. And then she's like, I can't like him. He was like not quite bully, but they definitely weren't like good friends. But I feel like it's that situation because she liked him so much and she had a crush on him. And then when he kind of made fun of her, it just didn't help the situation at all. I should say the opening sequence of them re-meeting together is absolutely hilarious, and I don't want to spoil it even though it's like the first page, but it is, I was cracking my butt up. And then at the beginning, it's dedicated to Juliet's daughter Noelle, and I guess that opening sequence like actually kind of happened to her daughter in real life, and I'm just like, oh my god. And I've had something kind of similar happen to me, but not exact. But yeah, it's great. It's a great open, and it's a great like meet cute kind of a thing, even though they've already met each other. It's like a re-meet cute, but I'm loving it. It's giving me all the happy feels. It's giving me all the good feels. And I was worried I'd get a book hangover after Blood Heir, but I ended up watching. What did I watch last night? I don't know. I watched some of the stuff I had on my DVR, some newer TV shows, and just to kind of clear stuff off. Oh, I watched some of my... So the hockey team that I follow is the Colorado Avalanche, and on the Altitude, which is the like regional sports network that they're on here, they have a show called Avalanche 360, which is like behind the scenes for the Avalanche, and you get to see fun interviews and games that they kind of have the guys play for different holidays and just for media day stuff. And then you get to see like special interviews. And so I had a couple of episodes saved because I like to save them to when I'm really wanting hockey content and there's not a game. And the game was on early yesterday, and I was like, I want more hockey. It's weird to have, like, the games at 1 o'clock. And so I watched those last night after I finished Blood Heir because I was like, I'll get some of my hockey stuff off of there. But yeah, so it is time for bed. I just wanted to update because if I didn't update, I'd probably either almost finish it or not update you till I finished it tomorrow. So I figured I'd update and say I'm 40% in. I'm loving it. And the tension between them. I mean, Juliet she is my tension queen. She knows. And as like a heavy romance reader herself, and knowing what she enjoys just from the podcast and seeing her in the live shows and things, She knows what she likes, and she knows what readers like, and she puts them in her books, and it is magnificent. Not that other people don't, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's so good. I do still need to read the first book in the series. I have a paperback version of it, but man, Juliet did it again. She's done it again. And with her crazy release schedule, this is going to be the start of a months-long Juliet release schedule, because I think it's supposed to be Bright Like Wildfire, I think, in May. And then we've got the next Thea spell in June, because that comes out right around my birthday. I can't remember if there's something in July. The 5th Stay spell, I think, is in October. And I think the paperback version of Hearts Adrift is supposed to come out sometime this year too. So I'm just like, there is so much going on and so much good content, and I cannot wait. And this is a really good start to April. It is a really, really good start to April. And I am just fully back on the reading train. And I'm not feeling slumpy, and I just got to keep myself from getting a hangover. But I'm glad I switched to this, and it was a different genre, and it was an author I love. So we'll see. I might get a book hangover from this one too. So I might have to jump back to a different subgenre that's completely opposite, but we'll see what happens this week. But anyway, I'm going to go to bed. I'm kind of tired. I'm going to read more, but I am going to go to bed and read. But yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. Happy Monday. This is Monday, April 4th. It's a 4-4. 4 is my lucky number, so I always enjoy 4-4. And I don't have too much to update on, but let's do the quest calendar, and then we'll talk about Parks and Provocation. So, this past weekend, we found this little baby This is not a diamond, this is a demon. And we were able to successfully banish it back to its homeworld. So let's see what happens today. Oh, that's right. We were taking the magic stones or whatever back to the head guy. So, here is the head guy, the Light King's advisor, or whatever he is. So, you meet up with Gregorum the Wise as you were instructed. You use the magic of the staff to retrieve the stone from the crystal. You warn the man of its ill nature. He spends some time studying the stone and the runes upon it while you share the story of the World Watcher. So hear Gregorum's thoughts on the issue and discuss the next steps. Convince him to lend you further aid. Choose a tactic. So there are 3 options. A. Appeal to his cautious and intellectual nature. Roll a d20 plus wisdom. Reminder, student. B. Be charming and confident in your abilities. Roll a d20 plus charisma. Reminder, persuasive. And C. Take charge of the mission. Roll a d20 plus strength. Reminder, intimidating. I think I haven't been playing a very intimidating game. Hi. And while I feel like the idea of being charming and confident in our abilities, I feel like is more in line of where we are already. Appealing to his cautious and intellectual nature is better for us, but I guess we're metagaming a little bit. What do you think? Okay, A or B? She chose A. So that is appealing to his cautious and intellectual nature. You're sitting on my character sheet. Can I have my character sheet, please? My goodness. Oh, you are a deep boob. Okay. So, that is wisdom, reminder, student. We are not a student. And our wisdom is a +1. You were funny, but you know that. Okay. Will you give me good luck since you're still sitting over here? Oh, thank you. Oh, 1 foot has to be on the character sheet. She just has to be in the middle of things. Yeah. Look at that. Thank you so much. We got a natural 20, but it's too tiny. It's not gonna... It's too tiny. It won't... You can kind of tell it's a 20, but whatever. So yeah, natural 20, so 21. Let us see what happens. This is option A. Oh, we rolled. I should have looked at what was going on first. We have some narration stuff first. Okay. This is exciting. Interplanar teleportation has only ever been theoretical, and you say you have been able to wield transference energy with the help of this staff? Impressive. I would love to see it in action. The runes on this stone are indeed demonic in nature. If what this world watcher mentioned to you about a gate is true, I am inclined to believe this stone that we are looking at is a piece of the gate between worlds. Such a gate would be very large. There might be more pieces out there, and we would need all of them to reassemble the gate. There is so much unknown here, and there are no experts with knowledge of transference energy. The only place one could find more information is the Lost Library. You will need to travel to the scorched sands and arid desert south of Dawn Hollow. It is a 10-day journey south from here. I recommend obtaining a mount. Yes, please. I believe the best use of my talents is to remain here to study this stone and put a spell together that could repair it. Good luck on your journey. Okay. So we went the wisdom option. We should have read this first, but it's okay. We'll just go with it. So we got a 15 or more. It appears that King Roderick and Commander Thornburr were right to assign you this task. I might have a few things that can assist you. Add 1 health potion and 1 dragon's fire to your inventory. Cool. So we're headed to the Lost Library. Yeah, it's me as a player. That sounds like that kind of place. This will be fun. I'm excited. A 10-day journey. Hopefully it'll kind of fast forward through it and the journey will only be 1 page, maybe 2 if there's some sort of encounter that happens on the way there, but that's exciting. So a health potion and a dragon's fire. I'm going to get my little... Here's this. Oh my goodness. You are just full of it, aren't you? Okay, health potion and a dragon's fire. And we already had those, but that is okay. Hey, what are you doing over there? I swear, some days she just goes off in her little kitty mind and the world needs to know what's going on in her little kitty head. Okay, so that is that. Put stuff back. All right, so Parks and Provocation by Juliet Cross. I ended up not reading that much last night. Once I laid down in bed, I crashed. So I am now 44% of the way through. So I only read 40%, I think, or 4% after I updated last night. I'm on chapter 15. I'm still really, really enjoying it. I don't think I mentioned it very much before, but Lola has moved. Oh my gosh, nobody cared that you just went potty. She's staying with her Aunt Polly, who never had kids, but her Aunt Polly is a crocheter and she crochets little cozy animal cozies and stuff and sells them at art fairs and online, and I love it because I'm a crocheter and a crafter, and it's super fun. Although there was one point where for most of it has been crocheting, and there was a point where she was talking about crocheting, and then a few paragraphs later it says that she put down her knitting, and I'm just like, it's crochet. It's not knitting. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm just sensitive to that because I'm like, I don't knit. I took a knitting class and I understood it, but being an avid crocheter, I knew asking the class, like, hey, are there resources or are there like tips and techniques that you would recommend that aren't like the stereotypical when you would look at any normal knitting how-to guide, like, okay, maybe try holding the yarn this way, or, you know, oh, maybe try just like any little tips and tricks that aren't normally talked about when you first learn something. And the person I took the class at Joann's, and the person that was teaching it was like, well, yeah, do whatever you want, really. It doesn't matter. And I was just like, what? It doesn't matter? I'm not a knitter, but I do know there are members of, I'm a part of the local crochet guild here. And there are other ones that are knitters. And let me tell you, fixing an issue in knitting is a lot harder than fixing an issue in crochet. So the fact that she was like, do whatever you want, I was like, I'm coming to you to teach me how to do something. And then she was talking about how she taught herself like 6 months earlier how to knit via online. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I learned to crochet by watching videos online, but I picked it up really quickly. My mom always used to say it's because my great grandmother was an avid crocheter, so it's in my blood. But I was just like, I feel like this girl wasn't advanced enough in knitting to be teaching a class at Joann's. And thankfully it was just me and one other person, because it was a late night class and like on like a Wednesday or something silly. But yeah, so I haven't really picked it up since then. But I made a little strip like this big. And then I was like, I'll trust some of the other people I know and some of my either crochet groups or online crochet groups that also knit, and then I can get better guidance from them, I'm sure. I just haven't done it because that's a whole other project. But speaking of, since I'm talking about crochet, and this has nothing to do with Parks and Provocations, so this is what happens. I just ramble. I recently found a pattern that is a blanket that is not romance related, but it is so cool. It is, I think it's the first few lines of The Hobbit. And it's a white blanket, and then it's black baubles for the letters. It looks so cool. And now I want to make blankets with my favorite quotes from romance novels. And I don't see anybody else doing stuff like that. And I really want to make a blanket. But I would want to design a cursive-ish style letter that also works in pixelated, or that can be easily worked with like bobble stitches, or I might even not do bobble stitches and do a different one. I think I would rather I liked the look of the bobble stitches because not only was it contrasted, but the bobble stitches are bigger stitches than what's around it. So it kind of made it pop more than if I had done it just like changing colors and intarsia stitching. But I have so many projects in my head, and this is why I need to get into audiobooks a lot more so I can craft and listen to books. But if it's something I really love, I prefer to read it. with my eyeballs, not my earballs. But anyway, back to Parks and Provocation. So I'm really loving it. Like I said, not much happened. There was, I love Lola's best friend, and I really hope she gets a book. I'm assuming it'll probably still be in the Smarty Pants romance universe, but even if it's not, I think it's Marla. I want Marla's book. And every time we meet a different character, I'm like, ooh, will he work with Marla? Will he work with Marla? Will he work with Marla? So I'm just like trying to pair up Marla with all these random dudes in the background. I'm telling you, the mind of romance readers that are used to, what do they call it? Standalone series? Or I know that there's some special term for a series where each book is a standalone within the series. But anyway, I'm really loving it. But Marla shows up to take Lola to a show, and what it is there are like the Cub Scouts and the Girl Scouts are getting a fire safety speech thing, and what the fire department does is they go through all like, this is the equipment and all the little like fun stuff, and then they set a dumpster on fire, and then they all work and show how they put out a fire with something small and contained. And then it's so funny because there's like mothers and fathers of the kids that are there, but then there's like all of the single ladies and housewives in town are also there watching the show. And it's because after they put out the fire, when they all kind of take off their uniforms and stuff, they've been like sweating through their shirts and stuff, and then a lot of them will take the tops off, and then you've got a whole bunch of shirtless firemen walking around. So Lola was, and then of course, you know, Jed catches Lola and he takes her in to give her a tour of the fire station, and there's another almost freaking kiss, and it's just like, Juliet, stop teasing me. But I love it. I love it because the tension is so good. But yeah, so I have to upload a video. I'm trying to stay up to date and like try to work on a video that I already have scheduled, because I already have 3 or 4 of them planned out for my Saturday posts, and I have them filmed already. So what I'm trying to do is kind of trying to edit one night, upload it the next night, edit one night, so then I can kind of get ahead on my Saturday stuff, and then I really only have to worry about weekly working on my vlogs, and then I can try to stay caught up on my other videos, and then just as I film them or it's time for them to kind of get taken care of, get them done. So then I can try to give myself a little bit more reading time and stay, or if I decide to not do very much editing a week, I'm already okay and it's not like rushing around for it. So yeah, I'm going to find something to put on and get that started, and then I will get back to reading. So yeah, hopefully I can get it finished tonight, because I would like to get it done as soon as possible, and tomorrow I have the Avalanche game, but we'll see how far I get tonight. But I will update you when I have something to update on. Until then, happy Wednesday! Surprise, it's Wednesday. I did not film an update clip yesterday on Tuesday. When I got home, the game was on at 5, so I got off work a little bit early and was home right in time for the game to start. And I was kind of feeling mentally exhausted and just out of it, so I just read and watched the game and relaxed and didn't really do anything else. But I have things to take care of tonight, but that is okay. So we will talk about books, and then quest calendar, and then another book. So I finished yesterday Parks and Provocation by Juliet Cross. I loved it. 5 stars. It was so good. It was really good. The tension, as much as I hated the teasing, the tension was everything. Hi. And I know, I love Jed. I love Lola. I'm really interested to see if she's going to do more with any of the people that we saw. It felt almost kind of like her best friend and Wade, Jed's best friend, may or may not be hinted at, but it wasn't enough to be like an obvious hint. But I really hope Marley gets a book, and I really hope Wade gets a book, whether it's them together or not, because Wade is going through divorce and he has a kiddo, and I love single father romances too, so I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever else Juliet has for us, and I cannot wait. So good. 5 stars. I loved it, but I'm not surprised. So yeah, that's not very much about it, but it was so freaking good. And we also saw Jed's father kind of start a romance with Aunt Polly, and that was really sweet too. And I loved that he was asking her for like moonshine bottle cozies. It was really funny. I really loved it. I don't know, it had everything I liked. You know, there's mention of Avengers and like nerdy culture, and which I love, and there was crochet and craftiness, and that's another thing that I love. And I don't know, I just feel like most of the boxes that Juliet ticks when she writes, no matter what genre, what story it is, are boxes that are on my list of things that I absolutely love to see. So, and for her first like fully published novel in contemporary, what a way to start. What a freaking way to start. It makes me even more excited for Bright Like Wildfire, and hopefully that's still coming out in May. But yeah, okay. I can continue gushing, but we are going to move on. So, quest calendar. So we have 2 days to catch up on here. So on Monday, we took the Demon Gate Rock. That's right, we figured out it was from the gate to the, I don't know, the King's Guy that knew stuff. So we will go from there, and we will do yesterday's and then today's. So before you head out of town, you have time to help the locals once more. After the ordeal they went through, you are sure they would all appreciate it greatly. Okay, so a chance to earn more money. Might as well take it. And like we learned from the last one, we can help all 3 if we would like, or as many as we want. So there are 3 options. Help find a lost son, D20 plus intellect, reminder investigator. Help rebuild a home, roll D20 plus strength, reminder athlete. And grave diggers needed, roll a D20 plus constitution. We don't really necessarily need the money, but I'm going to do all of them because I just feel like my character would help out where she can and try to help wherever is needed. So we will do all of them. So let me pour out my dice. Find my D20. It's the last one in the bag. Okay, so we'll just go in order. Help find a lost son. A mother and father have not been able to locate their son after the demon attack. They seek his immediate return. So intellect, and then investigator, which we do not have. And our intellect's a -1. And that's a 17, so 16. You look around the city and the wrecked festival grounds where the demons attacked. You ask around for the young boy's whereabouts. You discover he has taken up arms and answered the call for new soldiers. He is now in the employ of Arthur Thornburg, the commander of the King's Guard. In bringing this information to his parents, they pay you 4 gold. Okay, so he's not super young, I guess, because he's been allowed to join the army. Cool. All right, so now we will help rebuild a home. And this will be strength and then reminder athlete, which we do have. And we also get, I believe that's one that is, yep, our warrior friend. So we actually get a +4 because our warrior follower, wherever they were called, gives us another +2 for athlete stuff. So strength is a +1 plus our +4, so a +5. You are standing right where I wanted to roll this. And you have kitty food all over your whiskers. Well, that's an 8, but plus 5, so 13. What do we need? We need an 11? Thank goodness. Okay, you spend all day helping the people of the city rebuild their homes and shops. Everyone's somber attitude begins to brighten as the day moves on and they see hope restored. Add 2 meal rations to your inventory. Sweet. So 4 gold and 2 meal rations. We will see what's next. All right, grave diggers. All right. There's no denying the devastation that occurred, and the aftermath shows how badly the city has been hit. Unfortunately, graves for the dead need to be dug, and there are too many for the city cemetery to do it alone. So Constitution, that is a 0, so it is just a straight D20 roll, and that is a 12. Okay, 11 or more again. Good. You help dig graves throughout the day. Your body is exhausted. The sight and smell of the dead corpses is depressing, but you carry on knowing that the families of those lost won't have to do this work. You are paid 5 gold for your effort. Okay, not bad, not bad. So total of 9 gold and 2 meal rations. So I'll worry about updating all that later. And let us see what officially today's is. Whoa, look at the horsies. Oh my god, look at this dude. He's got like a little creepy horse smile. Oh my god, I love it. I love it. Okay. In preparation for a longer journey, you visit the stables on the outskirts of the city. You can acquire a horse or another travel mount to aid you in your journey. Purchase a mount. There's a horse or a mule. So this says a horse adds a +4 to wisdom rolls while traveling, and a mule adds a +2. But he's 10 gold cheaper. And we have a bunch of gold. Okay. So purchasing a mount can aid you in travel. Purchases do not stack. A second horse will not grant you an additional +4 bonus. A horse and mule will not give you a +4 and a +2 bonus. Before considering your purchase, know that you will be visiting a merchant tomorrow on your way out of town. The merchant has other useful goods for your journey. That's okay. We're going to just go for the horse. We'll get the +4 while traveling, and that's fine. We'll make it work. We have enough gold. So I'm going to minus 21 because we'll just remove the 9 I just got. So that gives, so I will update my gold and add my 2 rations, and that is it for quest calendar. So we will move on. So yesterday, after finishing Parks and Provocation, I was kind of I was worried about going into a book hangover, and I wanted to pick up something that was like feel good and short to kind of help reset my mind a little bit. So I ended up picking up Written on His Skin by Sierra Stark, not Sierra Simone. This is a really cute, like 130-ish page novella. This is the 4th or 5th time that I've read it. I just really enjoy it. I know. So what it is Abigail is our heroine, and she is a veterinarian in Boulder, which is in Colorado, and she is assisting a friend writing letters to people in the Army. And what is fun is they're based out of Fort Collins, which is the city I live in, although I don't think we have a base up here. I know we have like military offices, but I don't think we have a full-on base. But there is there is like the Air Force base, and I know we do, and the Air Force Academy, and we do have a bunch of military stuff, at least around Denver. But anyway, she gets paired with a captain of a special forces team. His name is Theodore LaRue, but he goes by Rue, and he is Cajun as all get out. Now, she's a little bit curvy, and it's really cute. It's a really cute epistolary romance, and I just really love it. He is a little bit much in his like Cajun-ish stuff, and I feel like, and I know that like a lot of that is also based off of there's a lot of like French influences that I've learned from Jessin from Jessin Reads Romance, and Juliet from Smart Women Read Romance, who is also the author of the book I just read. And I know Jessin wasn't too pleased with the like Cajun representation here, because she's like, Cajun accents aren't really sexy kind of a thing. But the way the accent thing is kind of like whatever for me. What I enjoy is just the way that they connect through their letters, and how almost instantly, and yes, it's silly, it's a little novella, but almost instantly, the first time they read each other's letters, they just know that this is going to change their lives. And it's just really cute, and I love it. Like I've said, this is like the 4th or 5th time that I reread it. After the first time I read it, I had to buy a paper copy. This is the only thing that she's ever written, from what I can tell, and so I would like more from Simone Stark, please. And I love that, I don't know, it just has a lot of things that I love. It's got a veterinarian, it's got a plus size heroine, she's in Colorado. I love it. It's good. So yeah, 5 stars still. I mean, honestly, if I were to be a little bit more critical with it, I'd probably drop it down to 4.5, but I'm just going to leave my rating of 5 stars from the first time that I read, or actually the second time I read it. The first time I read it, I gave it 4 stars, and then I ended up rereading it and then bumped it up to 5 stars, and then I've reread it a few times since then. So if I were to re-rate it now, I'd probably drop it to 4.5 like I said, but I'm just going to leave it at 5 everywhere. It's fine, whatever. And since I reread it actually last year, that'll help save me a blog post. So I'll just have to do a little blurb that says that I reread it in April of this year, and then that I used it to cover whatever prompts, which we will go over in a second here. So yeah, really cute. And I really liked it. So for prompts for my different read-alongs, for Love Has Sprung, I used Parks and Provocation to cover New Release, and then I used Written on His Skin for Cover You Love, because it didn't really fit any of the other ones. And then I ended up being able to use Parks and Provocation for the Yahtzee challenge that I rolled, and so we're doing the Small Straight for the month of April, which is a book with less than 5,000 ratings. When I finished it last night, I was rating number 51 on Goodreads, so that's crazy. But it's a new release, so we're all good there. And then for my Taylor Swift quarterly challenge, I used Written on His Skin for the Dear John prompt, and that's read a book that includes a text, letter, or email, or a book with a breakup in it. So text, letter, or email, and they do kind of have a breakup, but I don't know if that's full on. And then Parks and Provocation I used for the Bad Blood prompt, which is reading enemies to lovers or with red on the cover. So yeah, there's those. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to pick up next. I have some read-along books that I want to pick up this weekend to start, but I don't know if I'm going to start those early or do something else. I kind of have been looking at what I have left for the first board of Love Has Sprung to see what I need, and I kind of have put together some ideas of books, and I wanted to see what books I still have on my TBR for the month can apply to it, and what prompts I would have left then. I'm hoping to finish it by the end of April, but honestly, if I'm being truthful, I would really, really, really like to finish it like by the weekend of the 23rd, 24th, so that gives me another week and a month to finish the second board, but we'll see what happens. But I'll come back and I'll let you know what I decide to pick up later tonight. I'm going to eat my dinner and watch Moon Knight because it is Wednesday, episode 2. Let's go. I am excited to see what happens next. I know, it's exciting. and I made some popcorn, and I'm going to work on editing some videos. And then Wednesday is also Married at First Sight, so I'm really excited for tonight's episode of that. But anyway, I'm going to get to doing my stuff and watching my shows, and I will be picking up something later tonight, and I will check in at some point, hopefully at the very latest tomorrow. So I will see you then. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, April 7th. And I just got home and got groceries done and the dishwasher unloaded and all that good stuff. So I thought I'd do my update real quick before I get to reading for the rest of the night, because I don't have anything else going on. I got my iced tea. I put it in my Fall in Love on Jacro. This is from Hello Lovely. It was a part of their Serenade's Jacro collection. And it's color change. It's purple now, but I don't know. It was almost the same kind of pink color as the straw. Totally didn't realize it was color change, but I love tumblers like this, so I've got my iced tea in it. This time I made the white peach iced tea from Adagio Teas. I like their herbal peach iced tea a little bit better, but this one's good. This one I feel like has less of a peach flavor. And last year when I made it, I would add the peach flavored like syrups that like you put in coffee and stuff, but I got the peach one. And I added a touch of that when I would brew the tea, and then that would give it just a hint of the sweetness and amp up the peach flavor a little bit better, and I really like that, but I used it all last year and I haven't bought more. But so yeah, I'm drinking this. I finally bought a new watch because I was looking at my Fitbit stuff and it'll take 3 to 6 weeks to get the money back from the recall. And I was like, I can't wait that long. I'm already been freaking out. So I found this watch on clearance. It's a little bit, the band and the face of the watch is a little bit larger. I used to get a watch almost like this, except it was like the band was half the size and this was maybe like 2/3 of the size. But yay, I have a watch. I still miss like my electronic things, but I just feel so freaking lost without having a watch, which is silly because I have a phone and there's computers at work and there's clocks on the walls, but without a watch, I just feel like I don't know what time it is anymore, and it just drives me insane. But I also picked up a book today because I always have to look at the books. There's still like a quarter of the books are still missing, so I don't know if they just never got them in or if, I don't know what's going on with my local Walmart. But I found Hooked on You by Kathleen Fuller. I did see when this was going around a little bit ago because it's set in like a yarn store. And so I saw it going around on some of my crochet bloggers. They were getting free arcs of this, and I saw a couple of them post about it. And I want to say I didn't pre-order it or anything because it is a romance, but I feel like it's a clean romance. And while there are a few clean romances I've read that I've liked, I don't gravitate to them. But I saw it in the store, and look at it's so cute. It's in a yarn store. How could I not get it? So, although it looks like based on the back, I feel like it says it's part of the Maple Falls series. And in the back it says also in the Maple Falls series, Much Ado About a Latte. And it looks like it's like at a coffee shop. So I don't know if this is book 2 or if that other one is book 2, but this one's not at a yarn store. So we'll see if I ever read it, but I don't know. I just had to get it because even though I wasn't planning on getting it, I saw it there in the store, and none of the other books I've been waiting have been stocked for, and they still have the little tags there, but they haven't come in yet, and it hasn't been stocked. So I was like, I'm going to get this one. So, because I plan on buying a book anyway. So anyway, I bought that. I also bought some things on Amazon today. because I had some points from my credit card that I could use. So I bought some books in paperback, which I will get in the next day or two, and then I will show you. And they're all from the same author, and I'm super excited to have them all in paperback. But so, speaking of books, we'll just go into what I decided to pick up last night. So I picked up Learning Curves by Molly O'Hare. I am 71% in on chapter 21. And I was tearing up with the prologue. So the prologue is more like an author's letter and not a part of like the story. So it's from Molly, and it was basically talking about how Molly O'Hare herself has dyslexia and learning disabilities, and just kind of her experience growing up with that, and how there was one psychologist or somebody who administers the like learning disability test to kind of see where you are, basically told her she'd amount to nothing and that she was a waste of space pretty much, and all these horrible things. And I don't know, it really touched me. And the way that it was written about how but she's thankful to that guy in a way, because it made her push even harder against learning to read and learning to do like things properly. And now she's a published author. I just love it. I just love things like that. And the reason why she did that is because our main heroine, her name is Ellie, which always makes me think of my friend's dog. They have a Rottweiler named Ellie, and she's just a big sweetheart. But every time I see her name, I just think of Ellie, the dog. But anyway, she has kind of a similar story where she grew up with dyslexia and reading, or not just reading, but just learning disabilities. And she had a similar experience, and what this person says to her in the story is different than what Molly O'Hare was said to her. But in the story, Ellie decides to become a special education teacher. And then she also double majors in psychology. So not only can she be a special ed teacher, but she's now qualified to give out the assessments to kind of help place children or figure out what type of learning style and what exact learning disabilities are kind of going on with kids. And so she wants to bring that light and that happiness and that hope, having come from that and overcome that herself, to future generations. And it's really touching, and I love it. And she's slightly quirky. She's quirky in a different way from the previous books I've read by Molly O'Hare, but she definitely is quirky. And she has a dog named Roxy. And the first books I read, there was a cat character. This one is Roxy. And then I know that her other series, Stumbling Something, has a dog named Lord Waffles. And I want to say he's a corgi. And excuse me. The hero in that is like a veterinarian or something. And in the previous book, Lord Waffles was mentioned. And then in this one, one of the students has a friend who's a human that, well, I don't know, because they said Lord Waffles is a human or acts like a human. So I don't know if it's actually referencing Lord Waffles, the dog, or if it was a kid that's playing like a dog at recess and they just called him Lord Waffles. I'm not 100% sure, but there is a Lord Waffles reference, but I haven't read that book yet. But anyway, so Ellie is a teacher in an elementary school, and she is having a romance with Spencer, who is the father of a new kid in school, and his daughter, Annabelle, or Belle, she is having learning disabilities herself. And at their previous school, She was bullied not only by the other students, but by the teachers themselves. And her father overheard some of the teachers making fun of her. And there's also kind of issues with her mom, and she's not in her life anymore. And so he did research, found one of the best elementary schools for kids with learning disabilities. And so they moved, it sounds like from a different state, and to here so she can go to this school. And they have kind of a really weird first meeting where, first of all, she's like, there's a stop sign on the way to the school, and Ellie's always like, do I turn left or do I turn right? Because if I turn left, I can go to the like bakery cafe and get a croissant and get a coffee, or I can turn right and go to the school and be on time. And so she ends up missing the first meeting that's supposed to happen, and then that kind of sets Spencer aback. But then when Annabelle comes home after school that night, she is talking about how she loves her new teacher and she's her favorite teacher and she can't wait to go to school. Like, she's so excited to go to school now. And there's a really heartbreaking scene in the beginning where she's just like, Dad, I don't want to go to school. Can I please not go to school? I don't want to go to school. Can I stay home with you today? And his daughter is just a little spitfire. And it seems like she's like learned manipulation tactics from her grandfather. And he's a fun character. And I love how like they're all quirky and it's very funny, but I love his father and how he just, like, while he's quirky and funny and he kind of plays up the grandfatherness, he also still has somber moments. And right now the book is sitting at like a 4-star for me because I'm really enjoying it. But Ellie's best friend Sally, and then her mom and dad, and then the principal of the school is also her dad's best friend, and he's basically a second father figure to her, and he's one of the people that helped get her the right instructions and things that she needed growing up with her learning disabilities. But they're all over the top with everything. And she's just like, oh my gosh, stop, you're embarrassing me. Or, oh my gosh, you're too much, back off, you're too much. Stop giving my dog a billion treats. I asked you not to do this. And everybody is just, I don't know. I feel like everyone around Ellie is too much in the same way. I wish one of them would listen to her first. Sometimes she's joking about it, but like, if someone tells you not to give their dog too many treats, don't. Just don't. Yeah, what about you? Do you want treats? Yeah, you're going to rub against the tripod? Yeah, come here. Come say hi to everybody. You're just going to scream at them. Just say, come say hi. Okay, you're going to sit on my shoulder? Say hi. Look over here. Hey, look over here. Look. Look over here. Say hi, people. Say hi, people. Hey, look over here. No. Okay. Well, alrighty. I guess we're doing this now. Yeah, what are you doing? I swear, some days. So that's really my biggest thing right now. It is very much kind of insta lust, and it feels, it's definitely insta lust, not insta love. But it's cute, and I feel like I like kind of the empowerment that Ellie and Molly Aunt through Ellie is kind of giving all of these kids with learning disabilities, and they're all really, really smart. It's just that their brains don't read things or process things the same way as other kids, and it's really touching. I just wish that the people around Ellie would just tone it down a bit, or just not be at 100% of the time. We need it, like, ebbs and flows. Like when she's stressed out about something, or she's worried about something, or you're embarrassing her in front of a guy she likes, like, just tone it back a little bit. Because, like, her mom, I guess, is a sex therapist and an intimacy expert psychologist or something like that. And her mom's very open about sex and talking about things with her. And, oh, that's okay. You can get a vibrator. And it's like, and it's cool that her mom's like that. But it's like she's embarrassing her intentionally and kind of pushing the point. And while I've read moms or characters like that before, there is a time where they kind of tone it down a little bit, or when they're in that mode, it's because they're intentionally trying to get a rise out of them, but that's not their baseline. And this, what most people's like, I'm going all out intentionally trying to embarrass you and just be, is her mom's like baseline and her friend's baseline and her father's baseline. And I'm just like, can somebody like take a chill pill? So 4 stars, but I'm liking everything else. And I'm really liking the relationship between Annabelle and Spencer. It is so good. And his father, Roland, they're so cute together and I love it. I love single father romances, and it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. It's just the secondary people around Ellie are driving me nuts a little bit. So yeah, I'm probably going to finish it tonight. It's a fairly quick read for me, but I am chuckling, and yeah, the humor is getting me. Okay. So let's do the quest calendar. I swear. So yesterday we hired a horse. And then I think if I remember today we'll get a chance to go shopping because that's what it said on the back. But let us see. Yeah. Oh. I was very confused because it says Tuesday. But it is Thursday. I was like, wait a second. Did I skip a day? Okay. So it looks like, yep, there is a shop here. Okay. I'm going to take another drink here. All right. You pass by a merchant cart on your way out of the city. It is a good opportunity to stock up on supplies before you find more adventure. So exchange gold for any goods you desire. There's health potions, meal rations, holy water, potion of giant strength, potion of the wind, potion of fortitude, potion of the gods, drought of enrichment, and aged wine. So the last 6 are all adding a d6 to one of our main stats. So, strength, dexterity, constitution, intellect, wisdom, and charisma. The holy water removes a curse, but I think I can remove curses with our chi abilities. Yeah. Yep. Use a chi point to remove the poison and curse conditions. Cool. And then meal rations and then health potions. So we have 6 meal rations already. Let me see how many potions we have. Go back to my inventory sheet. I have 3 health potions. And they're 5 gold each. So I'm going to go ahead and buy 2 more so we have 5. Because there might be a chance for us to share them with somebody again. And then we'll just spend another 10 gold getting health potions. So I will mark that. I should see if there's anything else in the back today. Nope, that's it. So super easy quest calendar today. And I think that is all I have for now. So I'm going to get to reading. I might find something to put on and read too, or I might just put on some music. I like to, if I don't listen to like thunderstorm sounds or like rainforest sounds on my Alexa.
I'm having trouble connecting.
I tried to whisper it so she didn't hit me.
Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Apparently our internet's down right now. She heard me when I whispered. I was trying to avoid it, but I'll put on the classical music station on my like TV music channels. So I'll probably do that if I don't find something else to put on, but we'll see. But anyway, I will be back to update you once I finish learning curves, because I probably will finish that today, and then we will see what I will pick up next, and if it's something that I could possibly get through by tomorrow night to wrap up this vlog, but we shall see. But I will be back and we will go from there. See you soon. Hello. It is just after 9 o'clock and I just finished Learning Curves by Molly O'Hare. I'm going to give this 4 stars, I think. I liked it. It was super cute. It was super fun. It didn't feel as steamy. Well, I don't know. I guess it wasn't more or less steamy than the other one. I think I enjoyed the steamy scenes in this one better than the other one, but there were less of them, but I enjoyed them more. So, and they kind of like even out a little bit. But yeah, it was super cute. It was a little cliche, like the third act conflict kind of ish. There wasn't really a conflict between Spencer and Ellie or Annabelle or anything like that. It just all felt very quick and very natural, but they were also all very aware that this is super fast, but it felt meant to be. And I know, it was just really cute and I liked it. And I found out that the Lord Waffles thing is so the boy that's in Annabelle's class is the adopted son of the vet that's in the other book. So Lord Waffles is the dog. It wasn't a boy pretending to be a dog. I don't know why I thought that, but maybe because it was explained slightly weird. And even the kids were like, what does that mean? But yeah, anyway, super cute. I was thinking of starting... Oh, I feel like, okay, before I move on, I should mention, I use this for Love Has Sprung for Diverse Heroine, and then for the Taylor Swift Quarterly Challenge. Oh my gosh, how quickly I forget. I used it for the prompt that one of the options was blue on the cover. I don't remember what song that was. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, I feel like I'm in the same spot, but I don't know. So, but it was You Need to Calm Down, and the prompts were read a book with a lawyer or with blue on the cover. So I went with blue on the cover. So yeah, for what I'm going to pick up next, I don't know how much later I'm going to stay up tonight. I was thinking of starting the Sarah J. Maas read-along, because next Saturday, the 16th, is the first, like, live show, and so that'll be the first book of Throne of Glass, which is Throne of Glass. But it's over 400 pages. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it in time tomorrow to end the reading vlog. And tomorrow night I also have the Avalanche Plate 6, and then we have the Aurelia Rider read along show at 6:30. So I don't know how much time I'm going to have to read tomorrow night. So yeah. So I'm thinking of picking up something else that would work for kind of some of my prompts, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I do have I have a bonus short story from Elsie Silver, which is Vaughn and Billy's from Off to the Races. This is book 1 in the Gold Rush Ranch. It's their I think it's their wedding. And it's supposed to take place before book 4. So a false start. I don't know. I can't get that back. They were doing this backwards. So I have that, and then I also have the second epilogue for a false start. So I might read those, but I kind of want to save them for like a rainy day kind of a thing, because I love Elsie Silver, and I kind of just like having them on my Kindle. But yeah, so I'm going to look through my kind of idea list for what prompts I have left for the first bingo board of Love is Sprung and try to pick something off of there. But I think I'm going to get into PJs and get in bed. I decided, I don't know if you really care or not, but I decided to, when I turned on my TV, the Nuggets are playing tonight, which is the local basketball team. And I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but I'll put the games on and read to them and not pay attention. So they are currently winning 114-96, which is cool. And I guess there's only 1 or 2 games left in the NBA season before they do playoffs. And like the play-in tournament is soon, and then like playoffs start next weekend, which is crazy because the Avalanche have 12 games left. And the last game the Avs play is the end of April. I think it's April 30th is the last game. Or no, it's that Friday. April 29th, I think, is the last game. But so I feel like it's a little bit later than normal, but maybe it's not. But I don't know. Hockey and the NBA used to be fairly synced up, but then after the pandemic hit and all the different bubble situations, it got all kaflooey. But that's okay. I don't mind. Like I said, I've just put the Nuggets games on. I'm not like a huge Nuggets fans, but I like supporting local teams. But anyway, so I'm gonna watch the rest of the game, and oh, he's got it. There was a big like record that Nikola Jokic was supposed to be able to break, and they put him back in even though there's 5 minutes left in the game, and the poor guy is absolutely tired, and he got his 2 points, so he broke whatever record it was. So that's cool. Anyway, I'm going to figure out what I want to pick up next. And I will update you whenever I have decided and read some. I'll see you soon. Hello, happy Friday. Woohoo. I'm ready for the weekend. The Avs are about to start playing. Pre-game's on right now. So the Avs play at 6. It's just about 5:40 right now. And then at 6:30 is our Alona Andrews read-along live show. And I'm so excited to gush about Blood Heir with everybody else. So yeah, there's lots going on. So let's get to it. Let's do book first. So last night I decided to pick up this. It is called Hollywood something. Hollywood Dreams by Molly O'Hare. Now this says that this is book 1 in her Hollywood Hopeful series, but from what I can tell, it's not listed as being a part of any series on Goodreads, and a second book hasn't been published yet. This is also actually her debut novel, I believe. And I am on chapter 19, which is 74% in. Now, this is about Maggie and Trevor, and they are in LA, obviously, with Hollywood, and Trevor is like the hit bad boy actor. He's known for being one of the best actors and also kind of a little bad boy. And Molly is trying to become an actress, and she has just moved to LA. I don't know how long it's been, but it's not like super duper recent, but she has at least been, I want to say at least 6 months, but she moved from Florida. Like all of Molly's books, she is plus size, and she gets a role in Trevor's new big hit movie as just kind of just a minor role. She's a waitress in a bar kind of thing. It sounds like she, like, this movie kind of is like action adventure, like Indiana Jonesy kind of a thing, and so her role is the waitress, but it's a pivotal role because she helps someone in this restaurant bar that leads to Trevor finding whatever map he needs to find. It's not really gone into too much, but so there's a bunch of construction and she's kind of getting lost, and when she arrives, she walks into a room that is unlocked and walks in on Trevor banging some random woman. And of course, he flips out because not only was he interrupted, but he just assumes that she's a paparazzi or someone looking to take pictures to sell a story to the tabloids kind of a thing. And so he gets very defensive, says some very rude things, and eventually comes to see that she is on the movie, and he is not in this scene, but he is on set and he sees that she's in the movie. And he starts kind of throwing a temper tantrum because he wants to get her removed and all of this stuff. He says horrible things about her, and she struggles with acceptance of herself. And while she loves herself, she does also realize that the way she is doesn't meet the ideal standards of Hollywood. And so she's kind of struggling breaking into the business kind of a thing. And so he says some very mean things to her multiple times. But at the same time, I could tell it's her first book because he is attracted to her, but he's like berating himself for being attracted to her. And he's just like, and he keeps like looking down at himself, and he's just like, why are you betraying me kind of a thing? Because she's not his usual type, but because she's one of the very few people left in the world who will stand up to him, like, she gives him what for when he starts saying these things. And she throws the drink in his face that she was supposed to be doing for the scene, and she doesn't let him slide like everybody else does. So it's kind of a little too much. And so while we've gotten a little bit of grovel and there are really sweet moments from him, there's moments where he'll turn around and say something snotty again. And when we're in his POV, he's like, why am I saying this? Why am I saying this? I don't want to say this, but it's just coming out of him. So he definitely has some like impulse controls or issues, or I don't know what's going on. But so I'm enjoying it for the most. I'm definitely enjoying it more now. I wished that he would have kind of came to the realization and tried to stop himself from saying the mean things that he did a little bit earlier in the book than it happens. But right now I'm probably sitting at a 3.54 stars, but we'll see how it kind of ends up going. But he has really sweet moments, so there's hope. But yeah, so I'm definitely liking it, and it's another book off of her backlist that I've been able to get to. So yeah. And I realized there is, in the previous book I read, Learning Curves, the heroine and her friend, Ellie and Sally, I think were their names, are talking about an actor and his wife and how much he loves her kind of a thing. And I'm pretty sure, I don't remember the names, but I feel like it's probably Trevor and Maggie, because I feel like she does a lot of little, like we've seen Lord Waffle in a couple of different books, and I know he's from one book, so that's super cute that she has like little Easter eggs from her other books. But this is her debut novel, so there won't be any Easter eggs in this one. This is the Easter egg kind of a thing. But yeah, so for first book, it's actually pretty good. I think because I've read her like more recent stuff, it just isn't quite where I want it to be yet, but we'll see how it ends. But It's her first book, so I'm not super harsh. Now, I have something fun to do today, and the game's on soon, so I'm going to try to go quickly. So we have, let's do the quest calendar. I'm going to take a drink real quick. I have more iced tea today. I make one giant pitcher and then I work on that, and then I usually switch pitchers and pick a new tea. So yesterday we bought stuff from the guy. Okay. Really? We are officially heading out and going to be on our way here. So travel to Dawn Hollow. The Scorched Sands Desert is a 10-day journey from Greycliff, with the town of Dawn Hollow acting as a good stopping point part way along the route which follows the main road. So we have two options. A is take a casual pace, which is roll a d20 plus wisdom, reminder, survivalist map, compass, and mount, or take a brisk pace, which is the same d20 plus wisdom. So I'm guessing it'll be a higher threshold that we're trying to meet, but let's see if there's any extra on the other page. Okay. The roads would normally be full of travelers leaving the city to return home. Instead, they are rather empty since no one was willing to risk a demon attack. So, we do not have survivalist. Hello, kitty face. Yeah, you're gonna come yell at me closer? Hi. I know it's Friday. Okay, come on. If you're gonna come over here, come over here. Don't just stop halfway through. You're in my way. Okay. I'm gonna scoop you because you're being a cheese poof. You know that? She's going to go right back over there. Okay, you need to go. All right, so we do not have survivalist, and our wisdom is a +1, but we get the +4 from the mount, so that gives us a +5. And I'm pretty sure we bought the map and compass instead of the lockpick. So that is another 2 rolls. So that is a +7. So because we have a +7, I'm going to say let's take a brisk pace, because I'm guessing that the check will be a little bit harder, but with it being a +7, I think we'll push it and see if we can get there a little bit quicker. But okay, so we rolled an 11, so that gives us an 18. Okay, so take a brisk pace. If the result is 15 or more, you make excellent time on the trip to Dawn Hollow. There were no problems or troubles along the way. You only needed to consume 1 ration. If you do not have one, reduce your health by 1. We have 6, so we are good. I will tick that off, and we are at Dawn Hollow. So cool. And it sounds like Dawn Hollow's partially of the way there, so I'm guessing we might have stuff to do in Dawn Hollow. Otherwise, we're going to continue on our journey. But that'll be in next week's vlog, because that'll be this weekend's events. So that is it for the quest calendar. Woohoo! Another quick and easy. Now, let me put stuff away, and we'll talk about what fun thing I have next. And I'm excited. So I have done my monthly unboxings on here before. I am a monthly subscriber to Fortune Cookie Soap. It is a handmade bath and body products, I guess, company based out of Oklahoma, and they do their little monthly box, and then they usually do 3 big holiday boxes: Easter, Halloween, and Christmas. And their Easter box arrived today. I pre-ordered it, I want to say back in like January or February. They usually do it pretty early, but it came today, which is funny because like I love them being in Oklahoma because things usually come to me pretty quickly. But they also, I feel like I usually get notification that things have shipped like the day after the post office has already picked it up. So it's already made it a good chunk of the way to me. So the theme, which I did know the theme, I remember glancing at the scent previews, and I think if I remember correctly, it was a lot of like fruity scents, which is usually the kind of normal for the Easter box. But the theme is Minions Assemble. So I'm super duper excited, and we're going to try to quickly unbox this here because it is a hefty box. Let's see what it says on here. It might say how heavy it is. I don't see it, but anyway, we'll just move. We'll just move on. Okay, so we've got Change of Heart Wax Brittle. That's interesting. Wax brittle? Break off a piece of wax brittle and place it in a tart approved. Interesting. I've never seen wax brittle before. That's another thing I can look into making. So I guess I'll show you here. And the scent is Change of Heart. So let's see. There is, oh, this piece has a little heart, wax heart on it. It smells a little more on the florally than to me. Do you want to sniff? We got all excited. Mama was opening stuff. Oh, and it looks like there's glitter in it too. Chunky glitter. Okay. What is Change of Heart? And now you know you could never part with this cute little wax tart that changed your heart. A soft blend of ripe berries, silky vanilla, light citrus musk with hints of delightful florals. Perfect for one magical unicorn and 3 little kittens. You're a kitten? Oh my gosh, why are you chewing on the package? Okay. Look at this! Oh my gosh! Look at this unicorn bath bomb! Oh my gosh, it's called My Pet Unicorn. Oh, I wish I had a bathtub. Oh, that's adorable. I'm not going to open it because it's sealed. I can't really smell anything through it. Why are you pieing it? My goodness. Apparently this will be I smell and the cat smells. So, unicorns, I love them. Uni Unicorn. A magical blend of sweet florals swirling with peaches and light cashmere. I could pet one if they were really real. And they are. Why are you chewing on the tissue paper? You are being naughty. Yeah. Okay, so what is this? Good Night Girls Overnight Lip Mask. I like their lip masks. I have their sugar lip scrubs and their lip masks, so I like to use them together. Ooh, I like that. That's got a tart. It's got kind of a sweet but tart. Good Night Girls. I should show you. It's pretty pink. Pretty pink. And she's playing in my box. What are you doing? Need a kiss for a good night's sleep? Fresh citrus, red cherries, juicy watermelon, and fresh honeydew should be just the thing. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Oh, and there's probably something in your closet. I haven't watched Despicable Me in forever, and I love it. And I'm excited for the next one. Ooh, exfoliating whip soap. Interesting. I love their whip soap, and I love their foaming sugar scrubs. I haven't had an exfoliating wet soap though. Ooh, I love the way that smells. Look at that. It's white, but it's got like green and purple poppy seeds in it, it looks like. Oh, that smells, it's sugary for sure. And it's so fluffy. I'm gonna die. A lot of the times when they have special boxes like this, if there's extra product that wasn't in the boxes after they got done packing everything, then they'll put up the excess things up on their website. So I'll link Fortune Cookie Soap down below. Usually they wait until there's enough time that everybody's received their boxes that were shipped. But yeah, you can definitely check out their website. And if you sign up for their newsletter, then they'll notify when they're going live. But let me see, what was that? Okay, are you ready to go to Super Silly Funland? We are. This blend of bright mandarin oranges, exciting pineapple, and juicy watermelon will have you wanting to destroy all the games on the boardwalk for more fluffy prizes. Oh my gosh, there's still a lot in here. So, I think this is just a yellow cover, a yellow packaging. So this is Beto Aloe Me whipped cream. I like their Aloe Me whipped creams. I love them in the summer. It is their whipped cream, which is their hand cream, and then this is aloe. So some people like to mix them, some people like to use them separate. What I like to do is I'll do a little bit of aloe on my hand and then a little bit of whipped cream, and then I'll kind of try to get both at once, and then I'll mix it as I'm like rubbing it into my skin. But I don't mix it in here, so I don't know why, but it's a purple, pretty, not purple, blue and yellow with just the white whipped cream. Ooh, and this smells really good too. Most of these scents are winners for me, so I love the more fruity, sugary scents. So let's see. Okay, so this is in Mignonese. Domovox labada non abito, sola bop bop rock pock, smells the sticky bubble gum, right bava yalab olaya, bengo. Me want banana. Translation, don't worry, it's not a fire, just a product that smells of sticky bubblegum, ripe guava, and sweet tropical mango. I'm hungry. That's funny. I love their descriptions. They're so fun. Okay. Moving on, because they're still in here. Curse you, tiny toilet bombs. Ooh, and these are back. These are larger, but they're back to like the cube size. So let's see. Whoa. Powder. Powder went everywhere. Ooh, I like this. It's got a nice, I want to say almost citrusy. It smells like something I've had before, like a soury sweet candy, I feel like. But oh my gosh, I can't get the lid back on. I'm struggling, man. I'm struggling. All right, I'll worry about it later. Okay, let's see what it is. Booyah! This pretty impressive scent is full of white florals, herbal balsamic notes, and refreshing citruses that will have you singing praises to your little teeny tiny toilet. Not curses. Oh yeah. It's got to be the citrus. It's like a lemon. It smells almost like a lemon head, I think. That might be it. Okay, now all of this is covered in toilet bomb dust. So this is Freeze Head Spa Mist. Look at the cute little bottle. And this is a pretty teal. We recently got a spa mist in one of their other ones, so I'm glad that we're getting more of those. All right. I'm guessing this will probably be like eucalyptus or peppermint or something because it's a spa mist. Oh, not peppermint. It smells almost herbally and like green. Like greens and herbals. Interesting. Make sure we tighten this back up before I set it down here. All right. It's hard being evil. You had a long day of stealing candy from children. You need a hot shower. This blend will clear your head of any negative thoughts with soothing eucalyptus and fresh herbal tea. Fun. Okay, just a couple items left. So this is anti-gravity serum, hyaluronic face serum. Usually on their facial stuff, I have, whoa, this is like their fanciest packaging, I feel like. Usually on these, I struggle a little bit smelling the scents on their like facial stuff, but let's see. Oh, no, I definitely get fruity. Why are you crawling over things that you're not supposed to crawl on? And then you're falling off and yelling at me. You're going where you don't need to go. God, she's playing like where the satellite and my PlayStation are under the TV box. I just lay down, please. Yeah, so anti-gravity serum. Now that the kitty has distracted me again. Okay, we've been working on this for a while. This anti-gravity serum smells of exotic dragon fruit, crisp pear, apple blossoms, and creamy vanilla coconut. Do the effects wear off? So far, no. Okay, 2 more products. This Steal the Moon bar soap. Oh my gosh, it looks like the moon. How did they do this? Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh. Yeah, it just smells like the toilet bombs because that toilet bomb dust is all over everything. I can't tell what it smells like. Okay. This will be the true scent of the century. Sugared agave, pine berries, ripe papaya, and super sweet dulce de leche. Interesting. Okay. Last product is, perfume oil. So this is what it looked like out of the box. But let me shake it up. Shake it up, shake it up. Okay. Oh, it's a dual phase. So yeah, it won't like mix. It'll stay like bubbly like this. But this is Greatest Villain of All Time. I prefer their roll-on perfumes because it's just, I feel like I get better control of what's going on. And this one came in like a little spray bottle. And I usually have to spray it to see what it actually smells like. Because I'd usually just kind of get, but we'll see. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I definitely get like a kind of coconutty feel, but it's, let's see. Whoa, for dual phase oil that went everywhere. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, I smell florals now. It smells a little more fruity in here. Like almost coconutty, but it's like coconutty floral. Whoa, it's a little sticky. That smells really good though. I'm half tempted to change it to a roller ball, but maybe the roller balls don't work with the dual phase. But anyway, super pretty. Last one. Okay, no one will question your greatness after you pull off the biggest heist of the century. With rich coconut milk blended with passion flower, saltwater breeze, and fresh bamboo wood, we are going to pause for effect. Oh, see, and then it says, see next product. And then the next product on the list is Steal the Moon. Super fun. Super fun. So that's it. And then I pulled something off first. So they usually have a bunch of products and then they do like a, I don't remember what they call it, like a monogrammed product. Like I've gotten like one of those like squishy, it has like all the little watery ball things in eye masks, and I've gotten headbands and lanyards and One of them came in like a little carrying case for everything with fortune cookie soap labeled on it. But this time it's a t-shirt, and I pulled that off the top because I figured we'd do that last. And it's this really pretty dark gray heather. And it says, love yourself and smell good doing it. And it's got this cute little fortune cookies. And then FCS. That's super cute. It's very soft. I'm excited. It's the concert tee. Super cute. So, I got another t-shirt, but that's okay. That's fun. So yeah, I'm going to stop there. That took a little longer than I was hoping for, but I kept it to like 20-ish minutes, so that's okay. Because there is a lot. But yeah, check out Fortune Cookie Soap if you want to learn more or see any of their products. They just, today, Friday, so last Friday when you're watching this, they did some of their best of Easter products. They did like a little mini collection drop today that had a lot of the popular scents from previous Easter boxes. And I ended up getting something from it. Oh, I got a whip soap because I'm running low. So I got a new whip soap that is from a scent that's from a collection that came out before I found out about them. So I'm super excited to smell that one. And then I ended up, because I needed to use my code from my monthly box because that expired soon. And I ended up getting the toilet bombs from the monthly box. But they also do with these holiday boxes, you also get a coupon code for $10 off of $35 purchase. So, and it's good for, I think, 30 days. But, so yeah, lots of good stuff. And I will be back. I have the game and I have my live show tonight. But I should be able to finish Hollywood Dreams, and then I will be back. Be back to. Now I'm just like stuck on the bees. Yeah. I'll update because I almost said it again, and I was like, stop saying be back. Stop saying be. Anyway, I will come back and update once I've finished it. And then we will wrap up this week's vlog. So, until then, I'll see you all soon. Hello. Sorry for the weird, like, horror movie lighting, but I didn't want to turn all of my lights back on because it's 10 o'clock. And we are about ready for bed, huh? You say hi? Boop. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I just finished Hollywood Dreams, and I mean, it was cute. I think I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars because there were really some good elements to it that I enjoyed, but I felt like the last 30-ish% just really went really quickly and a lot happened, and I wanted to see, I wish that they got past like the enemies stage a little bit sooner so that we got to see more of them like together and happy. And even though we saw them together, I didn't like that Maggie was still always like waiting for the other shoe to drop in every like situation. And then I don't know, Trevor was like, I don't know, he was very like, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine. But it was a little like he constantly said it, but I didn't feel it with his actions as much, if that makes sense. But I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but she also has the little Siamese kitty called Pocket. And she talks about how he always talks to her and he's always screaming at her and like when you first meet Pocket, she's like, I know he's just meowing, but he's screaming like that. That's immediately what I thought of, and I was like, oh my god, my kitty screams at me too. Huh? Yeah, we called you a screaming Mimi. Hi. Yeah? Are you ready for bed? Mm-hmm. She's like, why are we not in bed, Mommy? It's past bedtime. But anyway, I just wanted to update. So I think I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. I don't think it wasn't quite a 3 stars because there was still pieces of it I liked and I enjoyed. And I did see a note that there is a book, there is a list in the back of the book. So I think I have like the second release of the ebook. And so it's set because it had Stumbling Into Him, which is her veterinarian book. And then it said that she's working on a book 2 for that. And then that she's also working on a book 2 for Hollywood Hopefuls, which I guess this is a series that's a part of it. So I don't, but it's supposed to be her 2 friends that she made. But it hasn't come out yet, but she's written some other things. So I don't know if that book is still planning on coming out or what's going on. But anyway, pretty good, a really good reading week for me. 5 books this week. It feels nice to be back into the reading mood, which is weird because I've also been working on a lot of like crochet things in my mind and putting together stuff like that. And I've been thinking about what I want to do for my boss's birthday because I always do some sort of craft poppy or tulip. And so I've been kind of throwing around some different ideas of new crafts or crafts that I haven't dabbled in a while and playing around with those. So, and that's in August, but I know I'm a couple months ahead, but I like to have time to kind of plan it out and make sure I have the time to do them and do them well. And then around July-ish, I usually start putting together what I'm making people for Christmas. And I might not start working on my Christmas presents, but I at least figure out what I'm going to make people, because that can sometimes be a whole other thing. But anyway, I'll stop rambling. I just wanted to come up and say I finished it. The live show tonight was a lot of fun. It was almost 2 hours long, even though we had the one book, but there was just a lot of generic book talk too, and it was just, I had a lot of fun chatting with everybody. And the Avs won in overtime, so another win down. If they win 5 more games, they tie the record of most points in a season. And for them to win 5 of 11 of their games, I feel like it's a pretty good chance. So they're most likely going to break the points record this season, which is very, very exciting. But yeah, I'm still a little amped up from the game because it went into overtime, and I hate overtime. It stresses me out, but we won, so that's good. But I'm going to try to relax and go to bed. And thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Let me know if you had a good reading week too, or if anything sounds interesting to you, or if you have any recs based off of the books that I've read. And I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching week 14. Holy